Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to another video, and today we're here for another severe weather breakdown. Now today, we're going to be talking about this ongoing severe weather outbreak that's bringing damaging winds, large hail, and even a few tornadoes to a certain portion of the United States. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off with the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, where we have three slight risks of severe weather. One of them being centered across portions of far western portions of the Great Plains, one of them being centered across portions of southern and central Texas, and the other being across portions of the Arkansas region. Okay, so tornado threat for today. If you're in either of those green areas, you have a 2% chance to see a tornado in your town. Now, luckily, there are no major cities included in these currently, though we do have about 800,000 people facing a 2% threat of a tornado today. Okay, so make sure that you have a tornado action plan in place in those areas. Damaging wind threat for today. If you're in either of those yellow areas, you have a 15% chance to see wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or higher in your town. This includes areas like Little Rock, Arkansas, and Greenville, Mississippi. But once you go over here to our slight risk out in the plains, once again, there's not too many major cities out here, luckily, so that's good. Hail threat for today. If you're in either of those yellow areas, you have a 15% chance to see hail of 1 inch or larger in your town. This is including areas like Midland, Texas, back down towards San Antonio, and the one in the Great Plains does include areas like Pueblo, Colorado, so make sure to look out for that. Now, moving on to tomorrow here, we can see that we have another slight risk of severe weather for a good chunk of the far western portions of the plains once again. Tornado threat for tomorrow. If you're in either of those green areas, you have a 2% chance to see a tornado in your town. One of those includes areas like Cheyenne, Wyoming, and the other includes areas like Fort Stockton, Texas. Currently, we have about 600,000 people facing a 2% chance of a tornado tomorrow, so make sure to look out for that. Damaging wind threat for tomorrow. If you're in that yellow area, you have a 15% chance to see wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or higher in your town. Hail threat for tomorrow. If you're in that yellow area there, you have a 15% chance to see hail of 1 inch or larger in your town. And if you're in either of those black circles there, then you have at least a 10% chance to see hail of 2 inches or larger in your town. That includes areas like Parker, Colorado, Evans, Colorado, Black Forest, Colorado, Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and Sterling, Colorado. And our one down in Texas includes areas like Fort Stockton. Okay, so moving on to Sunday here, we have another slight risk of severe weather for portions of the high plains here, but it's too early to break down the threats that brings. So moving on to what the models are showing here for the next few days, we can see right now we got quite a bit of convection out there for parts of Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. Going into the early evening time hours here around 8 p.m., we can kind of see some of that move closer to the Arkansas area here, where that severe weather threat is going to be there for damaging winds, large hail, and even a couple tornadoes, so we'll likely be live at around 8 p.m. or so. Going into 10 p.m. tonight, we see more of those kind of scattered around portions of eastern Arkansas there, and we can also see some supercells potentially starting to fire off there in parts of New Mexico and Colorado, but the name really isn't showing too much convection out there overall. Okay, so moving into tomorrow morning, we have lots of storms here across parts of the Mississippi Valley, all the way from Mississippi back up close to Wisconsin. We are going to be seeing some of those showers and thunderstorms impact portions of the Mississippi Valley there, as this low pressure system will kind of die out with its severe weather threat, but again, it could still bring some showers and thunderstorms. We go into tomorrow afternoon around 4 p.m. We can kind of see some of those cells fire off in West Texas, maybe producing some damaging winds and large hail and an isolated tornado threat. We go into about 11 p.m. tomorrow night, and we can actually see kind of a line of storms here actually form across parts of Oklahoma. That could bring a damaging wind threat to portions of western Oklahoma, but I'm not expecting it to be anything crazy. Then we go into around 4 a.m. here on Sunday, and we can see quite a few cells out there actually in parts of Kansas, and then maybe a few lingering showers and thunderstorms across parts of the Ohio Valley. But we go into around noon on Sunday, and that's where things really get intense, as we're going to have definitely a decent chance for some severe weather here across portions of northwestern Oklahoma. And then we can also see our severe weather setup starting to form here across parts of the Midwest here. Areas like South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa are going to have a slight chance for some severe weather around 5 p.m. on Sunday. We can see a line of storms kind of form here across portions of North Dakota that could pack a punch for some damaging winds and large hail. Now, moving on to watches, warnings, and advisories, extremely calm right now. There's almost nothing to talk about. So let's kind of move on here to the tropics. All right, what are we talking about right now? Well, out in the Eastern Pacific, we do have a little disturbance out here, all right, just off the coast of Mexico and Central America here, that has a 10% chance to form into a tropical cyclone in the next 48 hours and a 10% chance to form into a tropical cyclone in the next 7 days. Now, this is not going to do anything, all right? I can almost guarantee you that. At best, this is going to be some, unorganized storms out here that could bring some heavy rainfall to some spots, but overall, not anything too concerning at all with this. But you do have to understand tomorrow is the official start of hurricane season, so out here in the Atlantic, even though we've basically seen nothing out here so far this year, things are really going to start to ramp up. The GFS is already showing several potential tropical cyclones out there over the next couple of weeks, okay? So we're going to be hyper-focused here on the tropics in our upcoming forecast, so I hope you guys do understand. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Stay safe.